Can you believe it is the last fucking weeks of 2021? I cannot believe it. I cannot believe that we're still talking about this pandemic. I cannot believe that we're still getting tested and masked and all of that. Fuck. But here's what we do know: human beings are resilient. There's a lesson in this whole shit show for all of us. And if we who are alive don't take some of those lessons into the next year, then I just don't know what the fuck we're doing. So I thought today I'd talk about some of the things that are on my mind as we move into a new year. I will say upfront, I'm not a big fan of New Year's resolutions. I've just seen too much and too many people just start with them and then, come January 25th or whatever, it's done. Plus my birthday is January 14th, so I have never been able to pull off dry January, so maybe I'm just jaded. Either way, I'm going to put forth some questions that I think might be better than resolutions. Things that by addressing and by contemplating, maybe you'll move into your next year with a little bit more awareness and a little bit more consciousness. And like I said, these are things that I'm grappling with myself. So the first question is, what are your assumptions about health? And now this is for those of us who are aging. Well, all of us are aging, but this is for those of us who are feeling the effects of aging. I've talked about them a lot this year. How much of this is a self-fulfilling prophecy in a sense? Do you believe that as people get older, their bodies break down? Do you believe that beauty ends with youth? I don't know what the answer is for you, but I think it's an answer you should try and find for yourself, because a lot of what psychology teaches us is that our beliefs actually fuel our reality. So how you believe you are aging or how you believe your body is going to move as you move through time will really dictate how your body moves through time. So that's number one. What are your assumptions about health? The second one is, what pain do you want? And this one was really interesting. I read it a few years ago and I wish I could find the person who wrote it because I would love to credit them. What pain do you want? We all walk around saying, I want to be thin, I want to be rich, I want to be whatever. But what are you willing to give up? What are you willing to trade off in order to get that? So I want to be free. I want to be the truest expression of myself. What are the things that I'm willing to do that? A lot of that is relationships. There are a lot of people, particularly men, who don't want to be with a woman like that. Am I willing to give all of that up? You want a particular career, you want a particular relationship, you want a particular body, you want to live in a particular place. What are you going to give up in order to get there? The third one is, what is your relationship with life? Are you friends? Are you enemies? Are you lovers? Are you partners? Are you co-collaborators? Are you dancers? Are you mortal enemies? It sounds really obvious, but it's a really interesting nuance to tease out in terms of how you approach things. Do you approach things thinking that things are always going to go wrong? Or are you open? Are you the eternal optimist? Are you the realist? Who the fuck knows and who the fuck cares? Because none of these labels matter. What does matter though is how you show up in the world. Because if you believe in the law of attraction, and I do, you attract what you are. If you're a grumpy old twat, that's what you're gonna get. Grumpy old twat. Although I don't know how a universe as spectacular as this could bring you to grumpy old twat, but that's something for you to consider. And the last question, like I said, around New Year's and New Year's resolutions, New Year's energy is, what are you leaving behind this year? For me, I'll tell you, I am leaving behind guilt. I think a lot of us are conditioned into guilt. I think some of it is even generational before our time, if you believe in all of that. As a mom, as a woman, Indian woman, I mean, guilt is like served to you breakfast, lunch, and fucking dinner. I'm choosing to leave it behind. And it's my life, so these choices matter. So those are the 4 questions that I would love you to think about. I'd love you to share your responses with me. I mean, if you have New Year's resolutions, good fucking luck getting to the gym, drinking less, drinking more, whatever the hell you want to do. But I think getting deeper into the core of what those behavioral changes are will help you actually facilitate what you want to do. So KaamnaLive signing off for 2021 from beautiful Malibu, a place that my heart resides in, that I'm very, very, very grateful to be in, and that I'm very happy to be able to share these conversations with you. It's been a great ride. I'll see you in 2022, and let's talk about what your relationship with life is then. Cheers.